This is gonna be a fun one, I think. Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plants, and if you're new here, I'm here to help you with your vegan meal prep. And today's meal prep is very exciting because we are taking inspiration from one of my favorite vegan YouTubers, Nisha from Rainbow Plant Life. I love Nisha's channel, and everything that I've made of hers has been absolutely delicious. So today we're going to make 3 of her recipes a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Of course, we're going to meal prep them, and since it is bean month, all of the recipes will incorporate beans in some way, shape, or form. And with that, let's get started. We are starting today's recipe with Nisha's Tofu Scramble. Tofu technically comes from soybeans, so I'm counting this as a bean recipe. Plus, everybody needs a really good tofu scramble in their recipe collection, am I right? So of course, for this recipe, we are going to need some tofu to start. Now, Nisha does recommend pressing your tofu, and normally I would do that as well. However, this tofu has already been frozen and then defrosted. I don't know if any of you guys have tried this trick, but if you haven't, it's a great way to draw out excess moisture from your tofu. So essentially, you just freeze it, and then when you're ready to use it, defrost it overnight in the fridge, and then you can wring out all the excess water with your hands. Technically, I think you could still press it afterwards, but I just don't think it's necessary because it's already gonna be really dry and ready to soak up all that sauce. In our spice blend, we just have some turmeric, garlic powder, paprika, onion powder, and chili flakes, as well as some kala namak, also known as black salt, and some nutritional yeast. Now, Nisha doesn't use any veggies in her tofu scramble, so to keep the integrity of the original recipe, I'm going to do the same. Plus, I do want to taste it just on its own, but I am going to cook some veggies on the side, and that way we can just store it in the same Tupperware and they can be eaten together. So I'm just adding some onion, frozen bell pepper, some of this already baked potato, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and spinach. Smells amazing. Let's try it. I think next time I would do a little bit more sauce, so it's a little bit more saucy, but other than that, it's really good. The flavor is delicious. I love it. Okay, moving on to our lunch recipe, we are going to be making buffalo chickpea quesadillas, and I have been dying to try this recipe for a while now because it just looks so tasty. I am a huge cashew cheese fan and also a huge chickpea fan. If you guys saw the video that I recently made with 5 chickpea recipes, then you'll know that I did a buffalo chickpea recipe in that video as well. So I am super excited to try this one out. I'm also adding some cumin, chili powder, smoked paprika, nutritional yeast, and salt. Now, there is vegan butter in this recipe, which I don't have at the moment. So I was just Googling what I can use to replace it. And of course you can use things like oil or margarine, but I was just thinking what I could use that would be a little bit more whole food plant-based. And I was thinking maybe cashew cream. So I actually have this combination of cashews and beans in like a cashew cream form. I use this as a base in a lot of my salad dressings. So I usually just make a big batch and keep it in either the fridge or the freezer. And so I'm gonna try using this instead of vegan butter. And then also just adding some of our Frank's Red Hot sauce, garlic powder, and coconut sugar. So even before we assemble a quesadilla, I just want to try these buffalo chickpeas because they look so delicious. Oh my gosh. This recipe is really, really good. And just a little bit of this cashew cheese. Wow. Oh my gosh. Love this. Oh, yes. I mean, I don't want to pick favorites this early in the day, but that one might be the winner. That is really good. Now, since we're meal prepping, of course, I'm not going to prepare all the quesadillas. I'm just going to keep our filling and our cashew cheese separate and then assemble as needed. And then I was also thinking this filling might be really good with some of those baked potatoes that I have already in the fridge. I was thinking just like a baked potato with the cashew cheese and the buffalo chickpeas on top. And then you could even use your leftover tortillas for your tofu scramble, so you could have breakfast burritos on some of the days. And that way you can kind of mix and match these two recipes so you're not eating the same thing every day. For dinner, we are going to make Nisha's famous red lentil curry. If you check out her YouTube video with this recipe, there are so many amazing comments about how good this recipe is. Not to mention her blog has, I think, over 1,000 5-star reviews of this recipe. So of course I had to try it out. So I actually went to my local Indian grocer to ask what kind of curry powder to use. I wasn't really sure because in Nisha's recipe, it looks like she's using a red kind of curry powder. If you guys have seen a red Indian curry powder before, let me know in the comments down below, because I can't remember seeing one and I would love to know where I can find it. So this is the one that was recommended to me. It's not red, it's yellow, but hopefully it will have the right flavors because different curry powders have different spice mixes in them. And so of course they will have a little bit different flavor, but hopefully this one will work. And also, if you do have any trouble finding the specific ingredients, make sure you check out Nisha's original recipe on her blog because she offers some substitution options there. I couldn't find serrano peppers, all I could find were these jalapenos. So I hope that these are an okay substitute. We're also going to need some Indian chili powder, turmeric, cumin, ground coriander, curry powder, and garam masala. Let's try this curry. I was really worried it was going to be too spicy, but it mellowed out quite a bit with the addition of the coconut milk. So even if you are sensitive to spice, I think you can use a little bit less of the peppers, and then also the addition of the coconut milk will tone down the spiciness a bit. So delicious. Oh my goodness. That lemon at the end really balances this out quite nicely. That's the other thing. The flavors in all of these dishes have been so fancy and advanced, but they were actually so easy to make. I think that anybody could make any of these dishes. All of these recipes today have been so delicious, and now I'm just very excited that we have these beautiful meals prepped and ready to go. If you guys haven't checked out Rainbow Plant Life yet, I'm actually going to link her YouTube channel right here in case you want to watch it after this video, or go check out her blog. I will link that in the description box down below. And with that, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time.